storm we know is not just going to impact the state of Maryland. A storm of this size, a storm of this magnitude, is one that needs to be taken very, very seriously. And here's what we already know. That we already have begun the preparation and begun the work. What we need now is for everyone in the state of Maryland to understand the seriousness of this storm and to be partners in making sure that everyone is going to be safe. Forecasts show that this winter system could impact all of Maryland. I will repeat, forecasts show that this winter system could impact all of Maryland, from Western Maryland to the Eastern Shore, and a storm of this magnitude demands an all-of-government response that protects all of our people, before, during, and after the snowfall. It requires all of Marylanders to do their part. And our team has been closely monitoring the forecast all throughout the week and been doing remarkable work in getting the state ready. On Wednesday, I declared a state of preparedness to ensure coordination across all of Maryland's state agencies. And we know a storm of this potential has a chance to pose a serious threat to our people, to our communities, and to our infrastructure all across the state of Maryland. And while Secretary Strickland and Acting Secretary Thompson will provide more details and also more guidance during this press conference, I want to also thank them, their teams, and all of our state agencies for the work that they have done in advance to making sure that our state is ready. I want to thank all the public servants who have been and will continue working around the clock. And that also includes our private sector partners who have crews set and on the ready to respond to any disruptions that this storm might cause. I also want to thank our state and our local first responders. I want to thank all of our members of law enforcement, our fire departments, our emergency medical services, our rescue teams, and the remarkable men and women of our National Guard. They are the sentinels of our state. And when duty calls, these amazing public servants always answer. My ask of Marylanders this afternoon is this, and it is simple, and I want to be crystal clear. Please use common sense, and please show courtesy and grace in the days ahead. Please stay off the roads. Please look after your neighbors. Please be advised, and when guidance is given, please follow. Unless you have a serious emergency, plan to stay home starting tomorrow. Adjust your plans for Sunday and Monday now. Let the professionals do their jobs. Let the team do their work. We do that, we all stay safe. In the event that you absolutely must be on the roads throughout the weekend, please make sure your vehicles are prepared, and please make sure you are winter ready. Because once this storm begins, you will see it will be intense, so we want people to start moving off the roads as soon as tomorrow. Put blankets, water, and food in your vehicle before you leave. Please drive slow. Please be safe. Please stay behind the plows. Do not crowd the plows. Do not try to speed in front of the plows. They are doing a job that is necessary and required. If you do not adhere to that, you are not just making yourself less safe, you're making them and everyone else less safe as well. If you get into a bad situation, please pull off the road as far as possible, activate your hazards, remain in your vehicle. Marylanders should dial #77 for roadside assistance from our first responders and our state highway chart crews. And if you want to stay updated on our preparedness and our response, you can also go to mdready.maryland.gov. Again, that is mdready.maryland.gov. To all Marylanders, I want to share what I share to my team every single day. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your people. Our thanks and our thoughts are going out to all of our first responders and all of our crews who are working to keep Marylanders safe. Let's remember as we are making our actions, there are those who have to leave their families. There are those who have to leave their homes to make sure that we are safe. There are those who do not have the luxury of taking some time inside of their home. Let's remember them before we're making our decisions about what we do. Let's remember them that when we put ourselves intentionally in harm's way, that there are those who then have to respond. Let's remember them when we're making our own decisions over the process of this next weekend. I'll now turn it over to somebody who has been spending the lion's share of this past week leading and helping to prepare our state for what this state and, frankly, this country will see over the weekend. Our Secretary of Emergency Management, Secretary Strickland.
First off, thank you, Governor. As the governor said, this is a major winter storm with dangerous conditions expected across the entire state of Maryland. Very cold temperatures are expected Friday night, with snow and ice beginning later Saturday and lasting through Sunday into Monday. Even after the snow and ice have moved out of our area, dangerously cold temperatures are expected to persist through the end of the week. This storm poses significant hazards for Marylanders. Travel will become extremely hazardous and life-threatening, if not impossible, Saturday night into Sunday for much of the state. MDOT Acting Secretary Thompson will share more about the Department of Transportation and what they're doing to keep Marylanders safe. Dangerous cold winds and chills could result in hypothermia and increased risk of damage to water mains. So the Department of Emergency Management has been making preparations this week, working closely with local governments, state agencies, non-governmental partners to meet the needs of our residents throughout this storm and in the days following. We started daily coordination calls earlier this week, which will continue throughout the weekend to share information and problem solve. We have already raised the state activation level and will be bringing more partners in on Saturday ahead of Saturday's storm's impacts, ensuring personnel are ready and in place to meet the needs around the state. Agencies like the Department of Health, Transportation, State Police, Natural Resources, the Maryland National Guard, and other key state functions will be working with us throughout the weekend to keep Marylanders safe. We're asking Marylanders to be a part of this preparedness effort starting right now. We are asking you to first and foremost stay off the roads throughout the state or throughout the storm. I cannot stress how important it is. We are urging Marylanders to change travel plans so you don't need to travel during or immediately after the storm. In addition to helping us stay off the roads, we ask you to stay informed by regularly checking weather updates from official sources and be sure to have a way to access local forecasts and emergency information from your local government. Have an emergency kit ready and a family emergency plan in place in case you lose power or cannot remain in your home during the storm. Your kit should include emergency water, non-perishable foods, and a flashlight with extra batteries. Keep devices charged in case of power outages, and have the emergency number for all of your utility companies handy. Make sure generators and propane heaters are only used outdoors and never in a garage. This will limit your risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Generators should at least be 20 feet away from the home and away from windows, doors, and vents. And lastly, check on your family and friends before, during, and after the storm. These check-ins can be lifesavers, connecting us even when travel is difficult. Thank you, and take care of each other. And I'll now hand it over to Acting Secretary Katie Thompson of the Maryland Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Secretary Strickland, and thank you, Governor Moore, for your leadership in stressing the importance of Marylanders staying home over the next several days to allow us to do the work that we need to do. The full force of the Maryland Department of Transportation has been hard at work over the last several days to prepare for the incoming storm and to be able to respond to the forecasted winter weather over the next several days. We take these preparations very seriously, and we are equally serious about safety. The Moore-Miller administration's top priority is to protect lives. We care about your safety and the safety of our public servants. These past several days across the department, we've been making sure thousands of pieces of equipment are ready for the impending snow and ice, and taking careful inventory of the supplies we have. Rest assured, we have plenty of salt, brine, and liquid magnesium to deploy. We are already hard at work, and we will remain that way throughout the storm. On the roads, you'll see crews from the State Highway Administration and the Maryland Transportation Authority finishing up pre-treating of pavement. Over the next 24 hours, they'll load trucks with salt and brine so they are ready to deploy. These crews generally work 12-hour shifts and all have a specific route. The routes can take up to as long as 45 minutes to complete, so please be patient. Our Emergency Operations Center will be up and running this weekend. In fact, they're already up and running today. Emergency roadside vehicles will be out helping to clear crashes, assist disabled vehicles, and remove any debris. We will also be closely monitoring pavement conditions in real time with infrared technology and fixed weather stations and on more than 100 vehicles across the state. This technology helps us determine if a road is about to freeze. If that happens, we will dispatch crews to treat the road and inform travelers on overhead messaging signs. We're also prepared for the forecasted bitter cold temperatures and ready to use liquid magnesium to treat roads that have sub-zero pavement temperatures. For our trucking community, the park and ride lots across the state are available for your use, and we encourage you to use them. We also will have in place large tow trucks in areas where we've previously seen disabled tractor trailers. As for transit, the Maryland Transportation Administration and Metro are closely monitoring weather conditions and also preparing. Metro's planned track work for this weekend has been canceled, and MTA is prepared to adjust service as needed. Crews are preemptively salting sidewalks, platforms, stairs, and parking lots at stations. MTA will also run ice trains overnight on light rail and metro system to keep the tracks clear. Meanwhile, tree contractors will be on standby if any trees fall. MTA's Mobility Link will operate as road conditions allow and prioritize calls to transport customers for priority medical procedures like dialysis. With the snow and ice predicted, we fully expect there to be flight cancellations and delays this weekend. BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport works closely with the airlines and the Federal Aviation Administration to ensure the safety of the airport, airplanes, passenger, and crew. They have a skilled and dedicated team that works around the clock during snow events to clear the airport runways, roads, and parking lots. As you expect your government to prepare and respond, we also expect Marylanders to do their part. Do not travel unless it is absolutely necessary. Be prepared to spend several days in place. If you must travel, as the Governor and Secretary Strickland said, please be prepared with water, non-perishable foods, and blankets. Also, remember to remove all snow and ice from your vehicle before you get on the roads. Slow down, be cautious, and give snow plows plenty of room to do their work. Our plows are less efficient and less effective if traffic is in their way. Remember, as the governor said, to move over or slow down when you're approaching emergency crews. Be extra cautious of people who may be out walking or sledding or snowboarding or skiing. They may be extremely hard to see during the height of the storm. Take precautions to ensure that you can be seen and that you are seen. The winter weather will also greatly impact transit and air traffic, as I mentioned, so plan ahead. Check out Metro and MTA's website for the latest service alerts, and for those of you traveling by air, many of the airlines have already announced that they are they have dropped their flight change fees, so please take advantage of that. If you must fly, please verify your flight before heading